In this podcast episode, Dave Asprey, a pioneering biohacker and longevity expert, shares his journey from chronic illness and brain fog to becoming a leading figure in health optimization. The discussion spans a wide range of topics, from the science of aging and brain function to the pitfalls of modern diets and the future of human longevity. Dave Asprey opens up about his personal struggles with chronic fatigue, brain fog, and autoimmune issues that plagued him in his 20s, despite outward success. He reveals how, despite having millions and early business achievements, his health was deteriorating, leading him to buy disability insurance at 25. His doctor's reassurances that everything is fine contrasted sharply with his lived experience of failing health, which drove him to explore unconventional methods. This desperation led Asprey to embrace biohacking, an approach combining cutting-edge science, technology, and lifestyle changes to optimize the body and mind. He invested heavily in his health, spending millions on therapies, supplements, and technologies that eventually reversed his decline. His story underscores the importance of listening to one's body and being willing to explore beyond conventional medicine when faced with unexplained health issues. Asprey shares insights from his experience as a CEO and investor, particularly about the importance of discerning the types of people you bring into your company. Drawing from ancient Chinese wisdom, he categorizes people into 4 types: those who always seek win-win outcomes, those who aim for win-win but sometimes fail and make amends, those who unconsciously create win-lose scenarios, and sociopaths who knowingly exploit others. He emphasizes that hiring the first 2 categories is crucial for a healthy, productive culture. Asprey's companies have strict policies to identify and remove Category 3 and 4 individuals quickly, often within 60 days, to maintain peace and efficiency. This framework helps prevent toxic dynamics that can derail businesses and personal relationships, highlighting the value of psychological discernment and cultural standards in leadership. A core concept Asprey discusses is the body's primal operating system, which filters reality through 3 fundamental drives: fear, food, and fertility. These ancient biological imperatives shape our emotional responses and behaviors before conscious thought even occurs. For example, fear triggers fight or flight reactions, often causing emotional reactivity in modern social situations that are not truly threatening. Understanding this system explains why childhood experiences, such as bullying or harsh parenting, can create lifelong emotional triggers. Asprey's reset process aims to reprogram these automatic responses, freeing individuals from unnecessary stress and emotional pain. By retraining the nervous system to distinguish real threats from false alarms, people can conserve energy and improve mental clarity and resilience. Asprey highlights neurofeedback as one of the most effective tools he has used to enhance brain function. This technology trains the brain to produce more orderly and powerful brainwaves, akin to an orchestra playing in harmony at a higher volume. He claims to have tripled his brain's electrical power, which translates into improved cognitive abilities, including memory and focus. He also discusses dual N-back training, a challenging cognitive exercise that can increase working memory and IQ by about 12 points within a month. Although frustrating, this training rewires the brain to handle more complex information simultaneously. Asprey's experience demonstrates that cognitive decline is not inevitable and that targeted brain training can yield significant improvements. Sleep quality emerges as a foundational pillar of health and longevity in the conversation. Asprey stresses that optimizing light exposure, getting natural sunlight during the day, and minimizing blue light at night is more important than simply tracking sleep hours. He advocates for red lighting in the evening and blackout curtains to create an environment conducive to restorative sleep. He also explains the paradoxical finding that people who sleep around 6.5 hours tend to live longer than those who sleep more. This is because healthier individuals require less sleep to fully recover. Asprey advises listeners not to cut sleep artificially, but to improve sleep quality so that shorter durations suffice. His practical tips include controlling room temperature, timing meals before sunset, and practicing specific breathing techniques to enhance heart rate variability and relaxation. One of the most striking revelations in the podcast is Asprey's critique of popular plant-based superfoods. He identifies oxalates, sharp calcium crystals found in many plants such as spinach, kale, raspberries, and sweet potatoes, as a major hidden toxin that damages the urinary tract, joints, and thyroid. These crystals cause inflammation and pain, contributing to chronic health issues and accelerated aging. Asprey argues that many people unknowingly consume excessive amounts of these plant toxins, which he claims are worse for the body than smoking in terms of inflammation and tissue damage. His recommended diet centers on grass-fed animal protein, low-toxin plants like arugula and lettuce, and carefully selected fruits like blueberries. This carnivore-leaning approach aims to minimize toxin load and optimize nutrient absorption, challenging mainstream dietary dogma. Asprey discusses the cutting-edge field of stem cell therapy as a cornerstone of longevity medicine. He explains that harvesting and banking one's own stem cells at a younger age, around 35, is ideal because these cells can later be reintroduced to repair tissues and reverse aging processes. Modern techniques allow stem cells to be collected from blood rather than invasive bone marrow extraction, making the procedure safer and more accessible. He shares his personal experience with stem cell injections for joint repair and brain rejuvenation, including a procedure in Costa Rica that opens the blood-brain barrier to deliver stem cells directly to the hippocampus. Asprey envisions a future where gene-edited stem cells with enhanced capabilities will further extend health span and lifespan, underscoring the importance of early intervention and proactive regenerative care. Throughout the discussion, Asprey balances skepticism and endorsement of various drugs and supplements. He champions modafinil, a well-studied cognitive enhancer that improves focus and reaction time with minimal side effects, contrasting it with the risks of drugs like Adderall. He also praises nicotine in low pharmaceutical doses for its neuroprotective and motivational effects, while warning against tobacco use. On supplements, Asprey highlights the importance of foundational nutrients such as vitamin D, minerals, and electrolytes, which are often deficient in modern diets. He endorses high-quality, clinically validated products like Qualia for cognitive support and discusses emerging peptide therapies for hair growth and skin health. His approach emphasizes personalization, data-driven choices, and avoiding overhyped or poorly formulated products. Asprey raises concerns about environmental toxins, particularly those found in tap water, which often contains pesticides, pharmaceuticals, and microplastics. He explains how these contaminants disrupt hormone balance, especially testosterone, and contribute to chronic health problems. Despite the availability of filtration technologies like reverse osmosis, many people remain unaware of the risks posed by unfiltered water. He also touches on the broader issue of food supply contamination, including the widespread use of cheap, unstable vegetable oils that promote inflammation and obesity. Asprey advocates for systemic changes in agriculture and food production, supported by technological innovation and consumer awareness, to restore soil health and reduce exposure to harmful substances. Asprey's vision of longevity goes beyond merely extending lifespan. He aims to enhance the quality of life well into advanced age. He shares his personal goal of living to at least 180 years old, supported by $2 million in investments in anti-aging technologies and therapies. He explains that mitochondrial dysfunction is a primary driver of aging, and that recent scientific advances allow for cellular rejuvenation and metabolic optimization. He challenges the notion that aging is immutable, citing breakthroughs in gene therapy, stem cell treatments, and neurofeedback. Asprey also discusses the psychological and spiritual dimensions of longevity, including the importance of managing stress, emotional regulation, and adopting empowering beliefs about life and death. His holistic approach integrates body, mind, and spirit in the quest for superhuman health. A recurring theme in the podcast is the critical role of emotional regulation in health and performance. Asprey explains how the body's automatic threat detection system often misfires, causing unnecessary stress and emotional reactivity that drain energy and impair decision-making. Through meditation, neurofeedback, and altered states of consciousness, individuals can retrain their nervous systems to reduce these false alarms. He emphasizes that true power comes from being able to change one's internal state at will, remaining calm and present regardless of external circumstances. This capacity enables better relationships, clearer thinking, and greater resilience in the face of adversity. Asprey's reset process and other biohacks aim to cultivate this mastery over mind and emotion, which he sees as foundational to human upgrade. Finally, Asprey reflects on the resistance he has faced in promoting unconventional health ideas, such as adding butter to coffee or embracing biohacking technologies. He attributes much of the pushback to cognitive dissonance and the human tendency to cling to familiar worldviews for safety. He draws parallels to historical innovators like the Wright brothers, who were initially ridiculed for their breakthroughs. Asprey encourages curiosity and open-mindedness, arguing that science should be guided by data rather than preconceived notions of what is extraordinary. He stresses that many established medical and regulatory institutions act as gatekeepers that slow progress, often prioritizing profit over human well-being.